The Wild Card Super Weekend Bombs edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S.-based and legal in 40 states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com. And use promo code SGPN for 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by SGPN NFL Playoff Challenge, sponsored by Edge Boost. Free to enter, and $20,000 in Edge Boost deposit bonuses up for grabs. Enter today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NFL Playoff. And with that, we get right to it with the theme song that starts now. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan, the man in the box. Also known as the bet detective, sniffing out lines, the bad lines, and the weird stories like all the firings of coaches. And a little bit of a bear. Welcome. It is Thursday, January 11th, 111. Welcome to who are watching live now on YouTube, coming in, part of the C block in there. We got Channing Brown, who's put a bomb and a ladder in, says, "What's up, CJ? What's up, Channing Brown? How you doing?" Welcome to the chat. You'll get a bomb for your bomb emoji and a ladder. I am the Laddie Daddy. That's another nickname I have. I forgot. I'm the Laddie Daddy. They try to make ladder llama. I don't like ladder llama. I like Laddie Daddy. So I like the ladder chatter. We hit a speaking of ladder daddy, laddie. We hit the Monday night college football championship ladder with what's his face? Jones or whatever the fuck that Michigan running back was. Not Blake Corn. Who was the Donovan Edwards? I should have said. Yeah, we had a Donovan Edwards ladder, and that hit by like first quarter. It was awesome because it topped off at 90, and he all he needed was those 2 touchdown runs. So we hit the college football championship ladder, which was great because we had everything else on Washington, and they got smoked. So we wound up not chopping. We came up a little bit ahead, but anyway. All right, we got a great show. We got Super Wildcard weekend coming up here in the playoffs. The regular season is over. The contest bombs are over with. The circa million contest, which we played. We came 2 games or 3 games out of the money. The min cash was the top 100. We were in there. We were positioned. And I hate to tell you, degenerates, but the picks I gave out here would have got it in there. But then I Benedict on myself and switched it around a little bit. And then, of course, we missed by 2 games, I think. Still finished 15 over 500. Pretty impressive. 52-37-1 was our record. 52-37-1 for the entire season. That's not bad. Top 400 out of 5,000. It's pretty impressive. It doesn't get you anything. You can't even get a goddamn sandwich at Saginaw's at Circa for that, but you know, something to put in your Twitter bio. Top 400. Ask me how to get in the top 400. But it was impressive season. We came on hot, just not hot. I tooled around a little. I am mad because not just the min cash, whatever. It's always good to hit the window. Not that it would have really life-changing money getting 2K, especially when it costs 1K to get in. But we had a thing with Derek Stevens, the owner of Circa, who puts the boys on Friday nights for the show on VSiN, and that we were going to try to get one of those huge novelty checks, but for $1,900 and have a presentation for that. I think that would have been funny. That would have been good content, but it wasn't meant to be. But that would have been amazing. I still want to try to cash one of those checks, those cardboard checks. Sign the back, the whole thing. Yeah, this wouldn't fit in the ATM machine outside. Are you going to charge me for this, for going to the window with this? It is a feather in my cap. Thank you very much, Channing Brown. All right, so we have 6 games on Super Wildcard Weekend. That's why they call it Super Wildcard Weekend. What a dumb name. Super Wildcard. That's not a thing, NFL. Super Wildcard. I got a wild card here. All right, well, I got a super wild card. What the hell does that mean? That means it's even bigger than your wild card. That's not how cards work. There's only 2 wild cards in a deck. You either play with them or play without them, but there's no such thing as a super wild card. So I hate the title super wild card, but they do it because they added an extra game, because now 7 teams make the playoffs. Only 1 team gets the bye, which is Baltimore and San Francisco, rightfully so. Everyone else plays. A lot of great games this weekend. And Serial comes into the chat. He says the script writer's getting ready for the divisional round revenge games. We'll get into that game. We'll get into that after the break. All the, they do write themselves, these games. And like I said last show, thank God for Carson Wentz for giving us this game. Carson Wentz doesn't run 17 times for 50 yards. We might not have these beautiful narratives that we have going into this weekend, but we do. Just when you think you hate Carson Wentz, he does something fun like that. Wins a meaningless game for the Rams so they could go play Stafford. Stafford can go back to Detroit. Pardon me. But first, let's talk about some of the coaches that got fired real quickly on Black Monday. So couple surprises. Pete Carroll did not sound like he wanted to go at all. He's weird. He's 72. Belichick, he wants to go. It's funny that those two are together, Belichick and Pete Carroll, because I always think not enough is talked about how horrible of a call that was by Pete Carroll by not running the ball Marshawn Lynch to win the Super Bowl versus the Patriots. And a lot of people say, well, Belichick was in his head. He was trying to run the clock. Maybe. Or maybe Pete Carroll's just a freaking 9/11 truther idiot. But he's a kid at heart. The players love him. They should bring him back to LA. That's a lot of here in Los Angeles, we're talking about bringing him to the Chargers because LA loves him. What a dumb move that would be. Not that he's a bad coach, but come on. Can we move past it? Yeah, but LA loves him. So what? They're still not going to go to Charger games because of Pete Carroll. That's not going to happen. Anyway. I do mind his gun chomping and that list, but yeah, that not running the ball Marshawn Lynch in the Super Bowl. It's still not talked about. I don't think it's talked about enough as what a failure that was. He blew a Super Bowl because of that. I don't know. I just think there should be more shame. Belichick gone. How about Mike Vrabel being fired? That was probably the most bizarre one. Now it's coming out that they didn't like how Vrabel went to New England and was in a booth in New England and said, "You guys don't know how good you have it." What? That's why you're firing him? There was talks that they wanted to trade him. I like a good old fashioned trading your coach. You don't see that too often, the coach trade. But then it came out that Tennessee wanted to trade him, but all the other teams were like, well, we got this Rooney Rule thing, and they would really grill us if we traded for a coach and not do the Rooney Rule. The Rooney Rule, of course, is that you have to interview at least one minority head coach before you make a hiring. It's a very patronizing rule, but it works in some ways. I like how it's named after a white guy too, Rooney. Yeah, it's like that old race savior, Art Rooney. Thank God for the white guy to save racism. Anyway, but I do like it's funny where they're like, say, like, New England, how about we trade you Vrabel? Yeah, but then we gotta bring in Eagles offensive coordinator. We gotta call up somebody. We gotta call up Herm Edwards. Because he's got to be a coach who's not in the playoffs right now, So it's cold. Who used to coach? Who used to be an old black head coach? Is Ray Rhodes still alive? Give him a call just to see if he'll fake an interview for us. I remember Dennis Green used to do that. Dennis Green ran like an entire side business God bless him, R.I.P. Dennis Green. But he would be like, yeah, I'll take your phone. I'll do a phone call interview. He was like one of those like fake weed doctors, that would do or a prescription only doctor that would do an appointment via video phone, like a Skype call or something, in name only, charge you money and just, yeah, I'll write your prescription. I don't care. No questions asked. Doing an appointment in his, Bermuda shorts and a lab coat. So Dennis Green, like, yeah, sure, call me up. I'll say I interviewed for you, and they just pay him money, knowing damn well they're not going to hire Dennis Green. So that Herm Edwards could do that. That'd be a great business for Herm. I will keep you out of the courtrooms. No one's going to sue you if you have, I mean, obviously it's against the process of the rule, but. So then I just like Tennessee at that point. It's like, fuck it. This isn't worth it. Let's just fire him. But it'll look bad if I know it'll look bad if we fired him, but I don't want to wait around for these guys to find the one available ex-black head coach. So we can then they're obviously just messing with him. I don't know. It's pretty bad. More, the real loser in all this is the Bears. The Bears kept Matt Evers, which okay, I don't agree with that at all. But they did it. They did it too quickly. They said, why announce that he's coming back that fast? Because then all these head coaches got available. Wait, what? Bill Belichick's available? Shit. No. We said he's coming back. To the facility. Yeah, he still has stuff here. We didn't say he's coming back as a coach. No. Yeah, his key access still works, but we still have to think about that, actually. Can we change our mind? Fuck. Is it too late? Did we sign? Did he have a contract? Bears, what are you doing? Vrabel to New England makes sense, I guess. I don't know why New England has to keep the culture, the Patriot culture. It's like Saban. You want to be more Saban in Alabama? I like Saban. Now Nick Saban retired. Him and Belichick staff up together. Go to Washington, do the military shit. That'd be hilarious. They'd be terrible. I'm not saying Nick Saban's not a great coach. And he's the greatest college coach probably ever. Record-wise, you can't dispute that. But college coaching is all about recruiting as well. I mean, they're always like, don't give Saban 6 weeks off. Yeah, it's because his talent gets healthy. And you give 85-star All-Americans 6 weeks to get healthy. They're going to be good. Anyway. All right, let's move on from the coaches because we got to get into Super Wildcard weekend. And 6 games is there? We're only going to break down 5. Because they have a Monday night game for no reason. There's no reason to have a Monday night game. You could easily just do 3 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. But that's not what the NFL does, not when there's a buck to be made. All right, let's talk to you about the SGPN Playoff Challenge, though. We're proud to announce this. Edge Boost is the first bet now, play later provider that enables you to double your bet at any sportsbook at DFS site with no interest. And in the playoffs, the biggest bankroll winner gets credit advance limits from Edge Boost. Wow. Winners get top 3, get a deposit match from Edge up to $2,500, no interest fee. Top 25 get a deposit match from Edge up to $500, no interest fee. Go to sportsgamingpodcast.com/NFL playoff to enter. That's sportsgamingpodcast.com/NFL playoff. Also brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings is the official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs. Bringing you an offer that helps you make playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game, get $200 instantly in bonus bets. We'll talk about some above lines. Like Cleveland -2.5. We'll get into all those games. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code SGP. New customers bet $5, get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only DraftKings Sportsbook with code SGP. The crown is yours. Okay, get ready, C-Generates, as I read off if you have a gambling problem in what to do in your state. not your state of mind, the state you live in. Do you have a gambling problem? Yes, you do. You do. I always say that. You're listening to my show on something called the Sports Gaming Podcast Network. You have a gambling problem. But like I said, not all problems need fixed. I called the hotline on my bookie. I said, he's got a problem. He's always asking me for money. He's a sicko. But if you do have one and it's serious, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 878-HOPE-NEW YORK or text HOPE-NEW YORK 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 878-797-777 or visit ccp.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age verification by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours at insurance. See sgdkng.com/football. Eligibility, deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Oh, man. You know what? I was supposed to put up a banner for that. I forgot to do that. I'm not good at this. I'll do it for game time. How about that? You guys like that? Probably not, but you're getting it. Here you go. Here's a good app read for game time. Because game time app is your ticket app. Closer to come game time, you get them, the cheaper to go. You get stressed out for these tickets, but you can go to a playoff game, not here in Los Angeles. But let's say you wanted to go to Detroit. Very expensive tickets. The most expensive of the weekend. Kelly Stafford can't even get a suite for her daughters. What are they doing in Detroit? Tell you what Kelly Stafford should do. She should go to the Game Time app, download it, use code SGP or CFBX, I mean. Create an account. Use code CFBX. She gets $20 off her first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Redeem code CFBX for $20 off. Download Game Time app today. Last minute tickets. Lowest price guaranteed. You snag the tickets with Game Time. That's what you do, Kelly Stafford. And we're back. All right. I apologize for the coughing. I was told it's too much dairy. I don't even have dairy. I do. Occasionally, I've been using a little coconut milk in my iced coffee. Used to be half and half. I guess that's dairy too. And I eat a block of cheese in the morning. Is that dairy? I'm not sure. Anyway, Ronnie Pasco, DJ Ronnie Pasco, welcome to the show. You get a bomb for entering the chat with 3 bomb emojis. No, we did not give out any bombs yet, Ron. I just talked about the coaching carousel in the classic Rooney rule. But we have 6 games. I'm only going to do 5 of them. I'm not talking about the Monday Night Eagles Tampa Bay game. I'll talk about that on Monday. It's ridiculous that it's on Monday night. It should be Saturday. It should be 3-3, but it's the NFL. Let's start off. We'll do it chronologically, I guess. I don't know. Or we can talk about that Lions game. We'll wait on the Lions game. First one is Cleveland-Houston. Line is 2.5 right now. Let me take a look. Let me pull up some numbers, some current new numbers to see what we're talking about. Oh, it's down to 2. I like that. -2, 44.5. Now, this is the Joe Flacco, CJ Stroud game, of course. I like Cleveland in this game, and here's why. God, I need a cough button. This is getting bad. Obviously, the Joe Flacco, the Browns will lose, and it will be spectacular, but it's not going to be this week. They're going to get this. They're going to get that city more riled up. Houston, okay, you got first-time coach, first-time quarterback, CJ Stroud. They're exciting. I'm not saying Houston's not exciting. They're just not as good. Cleveland's a better team. They just are. And you know they did pop the champagne last week. They had a huge game versus the Colts to get into playoffs. The Browns basically had a bye. They rested all their starters. So they're coming in a little fresher and better. And they just did this game like a couple weeks ago. Now, granted, CJ Stroud wasn't quarterbacking, but the Browns lit them up and destroyed them like 36-22. The Browns defense not as good on the road, but they'll be good enough. So we're going to go with Browns -2. Bomb that. Flacco, bombo. And an even better play, over 44.5. That's very low total. Nico Collins. I wonder if the Browns will decide to defend Nico Collins where the Colts decided not to. The Colts are like, well, they have one receiver. Should we guard him? Should we double him? Nah, let's just see if one guy can beat us. Yeah, apparently he can because he did. So that it's the first game. That's early. It's 1:30, I believe. Like I said, the Browns will lose. Not this weekend, though. I don't know if they'll get a home win, but they're going to get everyone excited. And this is my favorite part about the Super Wildcard weekend. The worst teams play this weekend. Then they win. They get everyone worked up. And then they have to go play someone who just had a bye and is actually way better. And then they get destroyed. Divisional round's always fun for that because people just forget about the teams that are on a bye. They just think they just went away. So Cleveland -2. I get why people like Houston. I mean, they're a home team and all that, but this has already been too much for Houston. They can't believe they won this division. They can't believe they got there. They'll go up next year. Juke 72. And I forgot to give you a shout out. Says, what's up, C-Generates? All right, on to the next one because that's not as fun. It's fun to talk to. I hate the color scheme of that Browns Texans game too. I don't like the whatever the hell it is. It is a Deshaun Watson return game. That's something. Masseuses on the lookout this week. This is the Super Bowl week for massage therapists in the Houston area. Like, you know how in Super Bowl week all the strippers come in, all the massage therapists come into Houston when Deshaun Watson comes back. Poor Deshaun Watson just has to sit on his $280 million guaranteed money while Joe Flacco comes off the couch. My favorite thing about announcers talking about Joe Flacco, how he just came off the couch. He was on the couch just watching football like some poor schlub, and now here he is in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, okay, I get it. I get the reference. But meanwhile, they had to sign a kicker, and the kicker always comes off the street. They got this guy off the street. Like there's a pool of kickers under a bridge begging for change. While quarterbacks have their nice leather couches. Anyway, we got the Browns and the over. Next game, let's do Kansas City at Miami. That's the second Saturday night game. People are upset about this game. It's on Peacock only. Peacock streaming. And Peacock, unfortunately, one of the very few streaming services that doesn't do the 7-day free trial, 14-day free trial, and then you cancel it and you get out of there. That's what everyone would do for this game. They're smart about that, at least. Nobody has Peacock. You know why? Peacock is terrible. It's a terrible streaming service. We don't want these streaming services. We have a couple, and there's so much on there anyway. If you have Max or Netflix, what else do you need? Now I got to break up. Now I got to get Disney. Now I got to get Paramount. Why do we have to? Now we got to cut the cord. This is so much better. If we cut the cord, we don't have to pay cable. Now we can just get all of them individually purchased, and it'll cost just as much as cable. That's what I hate about it. Not recently, but a little while ago, I finally did it. It's tough. I get it. It's tough to cut cable. If you haven't cut the cord, you probably should do it. Only because Spectrum was just outrageous. They put up a fight. Spectrum Cable put up more of a fight when I tried to leave them than my ex-wife did. She was fine with it. Spectrum, I had to call, I had to talk to them. They're like, what happened? How'd we get to this level? Like, you know what happened, Spectrum? With your outrageous fees every week and your goddamn, I'm paying for this box. A box fee? How much? I mean, when is this thing going to be paid off, this fucking box? $15 a month for eternity. It's like a toll bridge. When is this bridge paid off? It's a cable box. Well, tell me what it is. I'll buy it. I'll buy it outright. Nope, that's not how it works. We just charge you forever. All right, Spectrum. Well, you know what? You're out of here. Find your own place. Till you get in here. What? And then I got upset. How about you get a Spectrum cell phone? They try to toss that at me. You know, because they really don't want you to go. They have people hot. I mean, it's been discovered later. There's people, their whole job is to get you to not to cancel because they know what thieves they are. Well, what are you going to do for entertainment? That's what this girl actually said it to me. What are you going to do for entertainment? You're going to read? No, you're not. I know you. You're not reading shit. You're right, Spectrum. I'm not going to read, but I don't know. Maybe I'll go outside, huh? You ever think of that? Maybe I'll get Peacock. Watch the game. I didn't even get Peacock. You get that with an iPhone or something? Like you get that like at a mall kiosk? I got to sign up. Anyway. That's where you'll be able to see the Miami Dolphins Kansas City game this weekend. Someone online put stream. Yeah, there is. I know there's sites. There's websites you can do. Not to throw them out there, but your sports surges, your streamies, those are good sites. Cracked Streams is one of them. Be careful though with some of those sites. They're obviously illegal websites. I mean, this one website I used to watch the Mike Tyson Roy Jones fight a little while ago destroyed my computer. There's so many viruses on there. I just throw it in the lake just to cleanse it out. Got a new computer, but this thing just needs to be washed. I threw it in the lake like some meathead who just murdered his wife who thinks that's how you get rid of evidence. But there are links to do that. Anyway, the game itself will be in Kansas City versus Miami, two sexy teams. And apparently it's going to be the coldest game in NFL playoff history. It's going to be like -10. It's going to be freezing. So automatically people are saying there's no way Miami can win. I like what people say. Just assume that the team represents the climate from where they live. Like, Miami, they're not going to like the cold. Kansas City doesn't like the cold either. These players aren't from Kansas City. Yeah, they lived there during the season. Then they get the hell out of there and they go to Miami. All right. Isaiah Pacheco's not hanging around tomfooleries there in Kansas City. I mean, maybe at night. I don't know. I like Kansas City, though. Kansas City Stars, Jason Whitlock. He's been in the news this week. I feel like I have to do a show. I have to attack someone. I gotta get a beef with somebody. That's how everyone's doing now, huh? You got Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Kimmel. You got Stephen A. Smith and Jason Whitlock. You got, Cat Williams and every single black comedian there is. Almost every black comedian. If you know any black comedian friends, I have a few, and I have a few that I text regularly. So I texted them, congratulations, way to mark yourself safe from the Cat Williams podcast with Club Shay Shay. Anyway, I should attack someone. Who should I attack? Anyway, put it in the comments, C-Generates. I'll start a beef with someone. Joe Coy and Taylor Swift. Ron Pasco says, yeah, that was a ridiculous thing. I said this on last show with the Joe Coy. All right, his said he bombed, whatever. He shouldn't have thrown his Raiders on the bus, whatever. But fuck that crowd of actors. And Taylor Swift giving that face. First, the joke wasn't even about Taylor Swift. The joke was about, whatever, it's a weak joke, but it was a joke about how much coverage she gets at football games. It has nothing to do it has something to do with it, but it wasn't making fun of Taylor Swift, and she just gives that look like, fuck off. Seriously. Oh, you don't come after the queen. Go write a revenge album about it. Anyway, I need to find a good beef candidate to come up to really go at it. Really juice up the ratings. But what was I getting at? Oh yeah, teams and their locations. When it comes to Miami, I kind of do believe it though. You have Tyreek Hill coming back to Kansas City. Tyreek Hill, nothing killed Tyreek Hill more than the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl last year and Mahomes being the MVP. Because he thought they were just going to fall apart without him. That's a tough breakup relationship. Breakups are always hard. But it gets even harder when your ex when their life doesn't just fall apart without you. when you see them. Oh, they can still find someone who's not as attractive. No, Kadarius Toney's not as hot as Tyreek Hill, but they got enough to get it done. You know, he likes Travis Kelce more, and they're actually a better fit. Oh, damn it. Fuck. What am I doing in Miami? I got my kids burning down my house. Ronnie Pasco says, I'm officially not a Swiftie now. That's right. No sense of humor. Well, I doubt she was saying she was making that face because the joke was bad. She was making a face because she's talking about her. Oh, God. Anyway. What was she there for anyway? What was it? Going for a fucking concert film? Which is just a propaganda shit of her being this a false idol of a goddess. My God, how badly do you need worshipped all the time? They do. All of them. Anyway, Tyreek Hill does. And that's why his return. So it's going to be a lot of running games. I like both running games. I like Mostert and Pacheco to have big games for the props, but it's going to be freezing. It's going to be cold. The line is already going up to 4.5 on Peacock. It's opened around 3.5. Total's 43.5. I think what hurts Miami too is they're a little banged up. Kansas City, another one. They played for the division last week versus Buffalo. All their starters. And they lost it. And they're a little injured. Their defense is banged up. Their defense was keeping them in there. Kansas City got to bench their players versus the Chargers last week, even though all the fucking Kansas City Hidden Valley Ranch fans came out anyway. Good Lord, Kansas City fans. And they love their ranch dressing, the Hidden Valley Ranchers. At night, it's going to be very cold. I do like watching players who hate the cold playing the cold. Like the Dolphins players and the Chiefs players. All the skilled players don't like, and that's coded language, by the way. The skilled players, if you know what I mean. They don't like the cold. They're equator type of people. So they wear like the fucking, like, you know, the ski mask, like the mask stuff, like they're going snowboarding inside the helmet. The thermals coming out, gloves, hands in the pouch as they're at the line of scrimmage. That's always fun. That being said, I think Isaiah Pacheco has a good game. Kansas City's offense is in trouble a little bit, but they should win at home. -4.5. Let's go Kansas City, -4.5. All right. With that, let's switch. Let me tell you about Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S.-based and legal in 40 states. That's almost 50. Peer-to-peer social betting is a new and better way to bet. Bet directly against your friends or other users on sports, politics, pop culture, and other events with verifiable outcomes and tons of fun social features that give a feel to better social network. Cut offers lower vig and fully customizable odds. You create your own bets. Cut handles the payment side of things, so you never have to chase down for money. See, that's where betting with friends gets a little loose. When you have to actually get the money from them, because you don't want to owe friends money, and you don't want friends owing you money. It's a bad feeling, all in all. You know, that's why Cut takes care of all that. There's nothing worse when you give someone money, or you owe money, or they owe you money, and then you see them out gallivanting on Instagram, going to Universal Studios or shop. Wow. Yeah, that is a nice purse, Jacqueline. Where'd we get the money for that? How about the fucking $200 I lent you? Anyway, Cut also gives you rewards, cash back every single time you get bet against your friends or other users. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com. And use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. Oh boy. I was supposed to put a thing up for that too. I'll do it for Prize Picks. How about that? I'm almost getting good at reading ads. Almost. Oh my goodness gracious. Is there a fucking third block I gotta do too? All right, let's do it. Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the fantasy sports made easy. You go to prizepicks.com/SGPN. Use code SGPN first deposit match with $100. Prizepicks.com. You can do cross sports. You could do, you get the injury bonus. But that helps, just because the regular season is over doesn't mean fantasy football has to be over. Prize Picks is a great way to do it. So you fire up that Kansas City Miami game. You go Isaiah Pacheco higher than 65.5 yards. You go Tua Takawaka Waku lower than 245 yards because it's going to be windy. He's going to wear 2 gloves apparently. The old 2-glove Tua. That's not a good sign when your quarterback's wearing both gloves because it's so cold, and I get it. But so let's go with lower for that. So just go to prizepicks.com, SGPN, use code SGPN for his first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com, code SGPN. Prize Picks Daily made easy. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Let me get to that. Oh, look at that. I put that right up there. Win big, earn by betting smarter. It's NFL Season Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, soccer bet with historical stats and data. Stop betting in the dark. Join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching. Start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. And we are back with the bottom line bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan, the bet detective, the laddie daddy, the man in the box. That's right. The reason why I say that, by the way, all my nicknames there, is one, it's funny. And it's obviously ridiculous. I'm making fun of touts. If you guys don't understand the whole concept of the show, bottom line bombs, it's kind of making fun of the tout world, the C-generates. JC from KC, who is the head chancellor of the C-generates, comes in there. What's up? It's tongue in cheek, if you say, kind of making. I mean, and I do it because out of love. I used to love those sports touts, Stu Feiners and all those guys. They would have 1-800 numbers, 900 numbers, whatever, in the mornings, and they would do those infomercials that would make you call. So I combined a little bit like bottom line bomb, whatever. And I combined a few of them for bottom line bombs. Sandy dime piece, send it, dimes, your Larry Lock of the week. I love them. They're showmen, They're some of my favorite comics. Speaking of shysters, not JC, if you can say, not UC generates. We are, that's not even in the ad read, but we are running a merch store promo all January for the playoffs. Promo code playoffs, and you get 15% off everything in the merch store. You can get yourself a Man in a Box shirt, a Bottom Line Bombs hoodie or t-shirt, Man in the Box hoodie or t-shirt. I'm rock and run right now. There it is. Let me lock in. There's also Bet Detective. That's the newest one in the merch store. That's me on Ace Ventura's head. I should put these things up, but I didn't. Anyway, go there. Use promo code playoffs and get some Man in the Box bottom line bomb stuff. And make sure you get my stuff. We were actually running a contest for that. You're goddamn right. There you go, JC from KC. I want to get a Bet Detective shirt. Now, that's not a bad idea either, Ronnie Pasco. He wants a 1-800-GAMBLER hoodie. I should make that merch. You know what? That's a good idea. That's a good one. If you have a gambling problem, and you do, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's actually not a bad idea. Coach, more playoffs. I want more that's something to do with me. Look at that wild card. I should get that. The thumbnail I made there. The Uno wild card and the Man in the Box logo. But that's the Man in the Box logo. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic. We have 3 more Super Wildcard games to go. Early one is, I think it's Pittsburgh Buffalo on Saturday. Yes, that's at 10 in the morning on Sunday. I mean, that line is 10 and 35. That's insane. The total is 35, and the spread is 10. Usually don't see that. If you see a huge point spread, the total is usually going to be, in the high 40s or 50s because it's going to be a shootout. So that's a tough needle to thread if you want to take Buffalo in the under. I don't. There's going to be a lot of wins. Awful wins. Crosstown wins. I was just looking for why would I think there'd be a wind sound effect on the soundboard here? You know, it's not. There is long cocks. There's a lot of sex jokes on here.
Long cocks.
There's slot.
The slot. How's the slot?
And then there's terrific snatch.
Terrific snatch.
Yes, sir.
Those are sound effects that have nothing to do with my show. Anyway. So there's going to be a lot of winds, and winds is the only weather that's really bad for football, for passing and all that stuff. Snow is not too bad. Rain's not too bad. Now here's a game, Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Bad weather. So people assume, well, you don't want to play in Buffalo. They got that home field advantage with the winter. The odd thing about Buffalo is they don't have an advantage of playing at home. They, of course, they love the crowd and all that. And they have the great fans. Pittsburgh has great fans. Buffalo has great fans, but they're not built for bad weather. Ironically, the Bills are a great team, but they would be much better off in a dome or in Miami. That's why I thought Buffalo actually would have been better off losing last week to Miami, because then their reward would have been having to play Miami again in Miami. Then you get to hang out in Miami. And they're a much better team in Miami than they're going to be in Buffalo. They don't run the ball well. Their team hasn't really changed much since they got rid of Dorsey. It's just they've, starting to win games. Pittsburgh does run the ball well. Now, I'm not a Mason Rudolph fan. Nobody is. That's just how bad Trubisky and Kenny Pickett was. That was an awful low-key controversy. That thing lasted about 10 minutes in the news cycle, where they said Kenny Pickett was healthy, but he refused to be the backup quarterback. And then we're like, he denied it ever happening. Like, yeah, we don't care. You suck. Kenny Pickett, we're just waiting for the season to end so we never have to say your name again. We don't care. We don't care if you're a diva. We don't care if you're trouble, if you're a good teammate, or if you're a bad teammate. Frankly, it doesn't matter to us. You're bad at football. You're bad at the sport of football, and we can't wait for you to be gone. Trubisky, you can go with them. And Mason Rudolph, trust me, you're just here because you're not them. Like I said, we hated Mason Rudolph so much. He was the guy Myles Garrett almost ended his life by punching him with his helmet in that game. He swung a helmet at his face. And then he made up that he called him the N-word. No one else backed him up on it. He just threw a false accusation out there. And we hate Mason Rudolph so much that we're like, whatever. Whatever, Miles. We don't care. We'll give you a pass because you're still a fun football player to watch. You're still good. I mean, Rudolph, you are not. Anyway, I don't see how anyone scores in this game. But I can see the Steelers keeping it close. We're going to take Steelers plus 10, and we're going to take under 35 because wait till you see these wins. It's going to be insanity. Bomb both of those. If Buffalo can get by Pittsburgh at home, then they'll be okay if they can just get themselves on the road. Although I think Kansas City will come in next week. Who knows? All right. 2 more games to go. So far, we've given out Cleveland -2 and the over. We've given out Kansas City -4.5. And we've given out Pittsburgh plus 10 and under 35. Next game, we got Dallas Green Bay. That line is 7. It was 7.5. It just came down today. Total is 50.5. That's a high total. Now, this is a game, another rookie quarterback, Jordan Love. But then you have the Matt McCarthy scenario. Matt McCarthy was the coach of the Packers. And then he hold himself into a shed for a year to keep up on the new games. And he said he would watch tapes every week. Like, how much do you hate your family, Matt McCarthy? You had a year off coaching. Go talk to your daughter. I don't know if he has a daughter, but talk to your wife, somebody. No, I got to watch tape to make sure I don't get behind on the games. I think it was with Matt McCarthy. He always makes some boneheaded move at the end of the game. But here, I don't think it's going to matter. I think, unfortunately, the Cowboys are going to blow out Green Bay. Green Bay, their defense, not ideal. They gave up 30 points to Carolina. Not great. Yes, they held Chicago in check. Good for you. Congratulations. But you gave up 30 points to Carolina Panthers like 2 weeks ago. You let Tommy Cutlets run all over you on Monday Night Football. These are not good signs for what you do on the road. Cowboys at home, they destroy teams, bad teams. Green Bay's not bad. They're hot. Jordan Love's like he's excited. Green Bay is like the NFC Houston Texans to me. They're very young. They got a nice young quarterback. They're fun. They do exciting things, but they're not a good team. And when they're going to play a team that's going to outmuscle them, like Dallas will, at -7. Now that hook that came off, I love Dallas here. It's one of my favorite bombs of the week. Other than Cleveland, this is my second favorite bomb of the week. We're going to go Cowboys -7, and I hate the Cowboys, but we'll still got it. But a bet's a bet. Bet detectives all over this. Dallas -7, bomb it. DJ Ron Pasco likes the Bills. That's all right. He says Sean McDermott is undefeated since giving credit to the 9/11 terrorists. And that's true. Love that story. McDermott. I love that story because that's what coaches, the shit coaches do to try to motivate that are so over the top and ridiculous. That story was how McDermott was telling his players how the jihad terrorists on 9/11 got a plan together and put it together well. Or something like that. Like, yeah, you're right. They did. But there's also I'm sure there's other examples you could use, right? Than the guys that attacked America on New York and murdered about 5,000 people. Anyway, there was that one coach, I think it was in high school or college. He faked like he got murdered. He had like a player like shoot him or something like that. And then had his team watch it. And he goes to the hospital, but he really wasn't. He gave him a thumbs up, like to motivate him, like, hey. Fucking hilarious. Coaches are so funny. Anyway. Now we come to the big game. The game the best game of the weekend. The toughest game to handicap, I think. LA Rams at Detroit. This line is 3. It's been 3 all week. Hasn't really moved. This is Matthew Stafford versus Jared Goff versus Sean McVay. It's the Stafford returning to Detroit. This is the only game we really wanted. We wanted this. This narrative is so perfect for us, for sports writers, for everything. The ones that write themselves. The Tyreek Hill versus Kansas City is kind of fun, but we don't even think it can happen because it's too cold. McCarthy versus the Packers. Yeah, it's going to mean a lot to McCarthy, but it's not like the Packers did McCarthy wrong. He coached him for like 14 years. Way too long. With Aaron Rodgers, I don't even know how long it was, but some shit like that. But this one's fun. Matthew Stafford, the Detroit Lions have been terrible forever. Since Barry Sanders. And even then, they never won a playoff game. And obviously, they haven't won a championship since Bobby Lane. But they got to the playoffs, they're going nuts. They gave Matthew Stafford like a mercy trade. The Rams, Sean McVay took Jared Goff, went to the Super Bowl. He was the number 1 pick overall. And McVay hated him. He said he's terrible. He traded him to Detroit for Matthew Stafford and picks. Detroit's like, fine. For Matthew Stafford's career, for his life, we've had you suffer here enough. Go on and shine on. For you, we will set you free. Another breakup just to set you free because we're holding you back. And then what did he do? He went and won the Super Bowl at LA. That kind of hurt. First year there, too. But Detroit fans rooted for him. Like, good for Matthew Stafford. Doesn't affect us because we stink. Now they don't stink. And now Jared Goff turned out to be kind of good. Not great, but he's not as bad as we thought he was. Not as bad as McVay thought he was, that's for sure. He's still not getting talked about in this game. They're acting like it's the Matthew Stafford revenge game. Revenge from what? Being shipped off to win a Super Bowl somewhere on his behalf? Getting his wishes granted? What's he getting revenge for? Goff is the one who's got fucking spurned. Spurned? Is that a word? Yeah, Goff's the one they hate. He's the one who's called ugly. Well, Goff went to the gym a little bit, got trained up. Left me for a better woman. Well, I'm going to, Do Jennifer Lopez style. I feel like all J-Lo's movies, she's getting revenge on a deadbeat husband by going to the gym and fucking getting all trained up. Self-improvement. Yeah, I like when anytime there's an article like in magazines about is she cheating on you? Here's 20 ways to find out if they're cheating on you. That kind of shit, like how your relationship is. And then like all the lists are if they're just improving their lives, like self-improvement. Is he going to the gym? Oh yeah, he's cheating. He's trying to make himself physically fit. Oh yeah, why is he doing that for? He doesn't need to do that. He's got you. He doesn't need to try. If he's trying, then he's lying. Anyway, and Goff did that. And now Goff's good. He got snubbed for the Pro Bowl for Stafford too. That's got to rub it in. Now we do have a problem here with tight end being hurt. Sam Laporta. And a meathead coach in Dan Campbell. I know some Lions fans, Vince Averill, shout out. He's like, when, Campbell still does a crazy shit, that ankle biting or whatever the fuck he's talking about, fake punt from the 20, just rock and rolling. Who gives a shit? We're going for 2 from 8. It was cute and fun when he first got here because, who cares? Nothing else worked. Let's do it. But now it's working. Now they've won. Like, okay, slow down, buddy. What are you doing? You can't onside kick the opening kickoff, you fucking lunatic. So this should be a great game. There's a talk about the fan. This is not even a talk, but it was like a post on Instagram where they said they're going to ban Matthew Stafford jerseys. The fans are. And Kelly Stafford said, that's sad. Kelly Stafford's been lippy. Matthew Stafford's wife. She's like, we love the city of Detroit. It's got a place in our hearts. She has a podcast, Kelly Stafford. She's always complaining. She complained about that rapper who made the Sweets a strip club. She didn't like that in front of her kids. Now she's mad because she can't get a seat at the Lions game. She can't get a suite for her daughters because you know how hard it is to bring kids to a game. Listen, they shouldn't wear Stafford jerseys. Wear Stafford jerseys later when he goes to the Hall of Fame or whatever, but not now. You root for the Super Bowl. Now you're playing the Lions. Now it's time for the Lions to win. Why would Lions fans root for fucking Stafford playing for the Rams? It's ridiculous. Kelly Stafford's her video about, the city of Motown's been there for us, our low times. Or what are you talking about? You had like a $250 million contract in Grosse Pointe you lived. Wait, Detroit went through hard times, not Matthew and Kelly Stafford. Your times were fine in Detroit. The Lions were not good. The Lions fans were not good. Their lives were not good. Juke 72 says, there's my beef, Kelly Stafford. She does have a podcast. I will put her in place. You know, I can't attack Kelly Stafford. I won't win that war attacking Kelly Stafford. But she goes into my theory of the women versus men sports fans. I said last week, and I've said before. The difference between men and women sports fans is not knowledge of sports. They both know sports or don't know sports just as equally fine if they want to, if they enjoy it. If they're not into it, they're not into it, whatever. The difference is the attitude. Women are positive people in general, and they root for things. We have a heart. We have a sweet place. We have great memories in Detroit, and why wouldn't they want to root for all of us? And men are like, fuck you. No, we root against people, not for others. We root against you because you're playing us and we hate you. And then once we lose, we hate our players. That's what we do. We say, fuck him for dropping the ball. Not he did his best. Fuck you for that pass. Fuck me for believing that you would make that pass. That's the difference. Kelly Stafford can't believe that they would ban a jersey of a guy who gave so much to the community. Actually, Juke, if I want to beef, speaking of unwinnable wars, which would be me versus Kelly Stafford, I might as well get to the. Let me give out this play. By the way, I'm giving out Detroit -3 just because of that. Bomb it. I do think Detroit at home. Rams are a very trendy dog pick, and I get it. They're playing well. It should be a great game. I'm excited for that game. Should go over too. Both quarterbacks will have a great game. I think Detroit will have a little bit more. Let me get to the box. But speaking of beefs and wars that you cannot win, which I would not win if I attacked Kelly Stafford. I tell you some people that annoy me. And everyone likes to, hate on Harbaugh as Michigan won a national championship, and the most inevitable. Of course, he's going to win a national championship. Whatever. Congratulations. They won a national championship. I'm not even getting into the cheating thing. Who cares? I really don't care. I don't care about any college scandal ever because everything's ridiculous in college football and college athletics. It's not sanctioned by anyone. It's absurd. Oh, did they lie to investigators? Yeah. Who cares? Who cares? Did they pay players the money? Great. Good. Give them more money. Nobody cares about college scandals. That's why they're so open about it. It's easy to hate Jim Harbaugh. Not as easy to hate John Harbaugh, the brother. Although when they get together, they can become hateable. The Harbaugh family in general, when they get together, I tell you what it's hard to do, and I do. I hate the Harbaugh parents. Fuck, I put it out there, including the mom. Yes, the mom. The elderly, that bullshit fucking attitude of like, I'm cursing a little too much there. We have a saying, who's got it better than us? Nobody. Like they're like that movie of that perfect family that goes on vacation and they wear like t-shirts that have their names on it, for their family reunion, Harbaugh Family Vacation 2024, and they have different names and things like that. I don't buy it. Those are psychopaths. Just like the positive sports fans. Who the fuck are these people? And then the mom's like, we won. Are you kidding me? This is the best. We won. Shut up, Mama Harbaugh. Tell us how much they beat. Just tell us. Point to us. If you're in trouble, blink 4 times. Not like that crazy bug-eyed Jim. Those Harbaugh boys. Well, I don't want to throw accusations out there. Anyway, Mama Harbaugh. I've been saying I'm not buying their positivity, and we're all winners. They drink whole milk, apple pie, khaki pants. We won. We're victory. Go to hell. That'd be my beef. All right, I got to get off that. Where was I? Oh, the show's going a little long. What did I want to say? I want to talk a little bit more about that streaming service thing. I was going off of that should have been my man in the box right there when I was talking about the streaming services. That was fun. If you don't have Peacock, another hack I heard, someone said get Instacart Plus. Instacart Plus has a 14-day free trial with Peacock included in it. And then, you do that, you watch the game, then you can cancel it. That's a cleaner way to do it than those shady websites and links. My phone app, my calendar app in my phone. That's a Gary Goldman joke, actually. The great Gary Goldman, who said as a joke how the phone is like, he considers the phone a seldomly used app on his, computer thing, which is pretty funny. But the calendar app on my phone, I look at it. The only thing I really have saved in it are what days to cancel my free trial subscriptions. That's the most important thing I have. Because screw any of those places that don't let you cancel it as soon as you get it and then and go to the end. They have to wait because that's how they get you. My athletic just got me today. They charged me a full price, $7.99 a month for the athletic. Go to hell, athletic. You think I'm paying $7.99 for you when I know damn well If I hit cancel, you'll offer me $1 a month immediately, which they did. Everything's a subscription. My God. Things were better when it was just either free or just bundled together in something called cable. How about when you're reading an article online from some small town, or you want to read an article about some small town, and then they want you to become a member to their fucking newspaper? What? Are you kidding me? Des Moines Register? You think I want to give a shit what happens in your town? I just want to read this article. I'll pay 20 cents for this article, maybe. I'm not subscribing to the Boise Beacon. I love talking myself out of, well, I didn't want to read this thing anyway. The second a paywall comes up on an article like that. Anyway. So yeah, I'm like, I got to cancel Stars tomorrow. So I'm certainly not paying $9.99 a month for Stars so I can watch Almost Famous again. That's the thing with these streaming services too, which is I don't like. Because now everyone does it since we all cut the cord. So everyone has different streaming apps. I subscribe to a couple newsletters. Some are like in the review. They'll tell you what to stream, and they do reviews. You know, they tell you what's in, what's out, what's streaming, what's on Netflix, what's out, and they do reviews. And guess what's in? And they'll talk about like some movie like it's new, but it's not. You know, it's like Short Circuit 2 or something. Like, what? I didn't even like that when it came out. When I saw it, why do I have to act like it's not? And then they'll write a review like you haven't seen it before. Like, yeah, I know. I know what this is. Oh, you should really check out Sopranos. Yeah, I know what the show is. I've heard of it. I've watched it. I actually watched it when it came out. This is the anti-hero, Tony Soprano. Yeah, I know. Like I said, New York Times, I know exactly what this is. And they're reviewing movies. Like we have to act like it's new. Wow, Almost Famous is on Stars. Can you believe it? All month. You better watch before it goes. Goes where? It goes over to Paramount, somewhere else. Who cares where it goes? We'll find it if you want to. I don't care how. I mean, are they copy and pasting old reviews, or are they writing actual new reviews from movies like in the 90s? And we have to act like this is better than cable. It's not. But at least cable's not getting money. I read a bad review for Wizard of Oz, like on Rotten Tomatoes. Who is this for? Who you trying to steer away from watching Wizard of Oz? First of all, everyone's seen it. Okay, you have no choice. You've seen Wizard of Oz. You're gonna write a bad review on it? Why? Who cares? It's been out. It's already its impact on society and cultures has already happened. It was the first thing in Technicolor, whatever the hell that was. Is this for people back in 1939 when it came out? You imagine that? Imagine being in 1939 and reading and this guy wants to tell you not to go see the one movie that's playing downtown. Yeah, honey, let's go check out this Wizard of Oz. I heard it's in Technicolor, whatever the fuck that is. No, absolutely not. Gary Krockenbacher says it's no good. He says you can tell it's not a real tornado. So, not worth it. Not worth your time. Yeah, I don't care. I have rickets, so I'm gonna go down there and watch the one movie playing. All right, but they said the guy in the lion is just a guy in a costume. It's not a real lion. Okay. I'm still going to give it a shot because I heard 3 Tin Men died making it. I heard they painted them with the same paint they used on the shed. So that sounds fun. Couple Wizard of Oz bits. Roddy Pasco is a yappy ass dog. Toto really pissed me off, says Ron Riviera. I know that's a typo, but I like Ron Riviera as a name as well. Toto was a bit yappy. Dorothy was a kind of a diva there, kind of a Karen. Dorothy was the first Karen. Bringing her dog with her in her basket, bringing her on trips, bringing her to restaurants, just plopping her on a table. Get your filthy dog out of here, Dorothy. Fun fact. And she had to wear a girdle because they didn't like her. They wanted to make her look younger or too old. Something like they wanted to strap her up because she was too fuckable, even though she was 16 years old. She looked way too fuckable. Was a quote they would. The producers of Wizard of Oz said. So all right, let's strap her boobs down. Tighten her up. We can't have the crew trying to fuck this child all the time. We got an amazing movie here. We're using Technicolor. It'll freak America out if they see it the first time in Technicolor. The first thing they see is her 16-year-old breast. So tape them down. R.I.P. to Judy Garland. Fun fact also about the Wizard of Oz: the term "punching Judy." Punching Judy came from Wizard of Oz because every time Judy Garland would be passed out in her trailer from barbiturates, the director would have to come and punch her in the face to wake her up to get her on the screen. Judy, get the hell up! Stop taking those pills. Anyway, all right, that's going to do it for the Man in the Box. Thank you, guys. Woo, I got away from me a little bit there with the old Wiz. I gotta love the Wizard of Oz. If you sync that up with Pink Floyd, they'll know that you don't have a girlfriend. Anyway, thank you everybody who joined us in the live chat, who's in here, who got up on the event. Make sure you subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs YouTube channel, which you already are on. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like there, please. Even if you don't like me, just go ahead and hit it to help the algorithm. But how could you listen to the show and not like it? This was a top-notch episode. Streaming services, Wizard of Oz bits, and playoff bombs. I mean, that's incredible. If you're listening to the podcast on Spotify, iTunes, wherever the pods are told, make sure you subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs with CJ Sullivan feed on its own. I know a lot of you listen to on the SGPN main feed and the NFL gambling podcast feed, which is great. We love it. But like I said, it shows year round, so I need you to hop on over so I don't disappear from you. And go to the merch store, promo code playoffs, and buy some either Man in the Box or Bet Detectives. And I will try to get some 1-800-GAMBLER ones in there. That'd be hilarious. All month long, playoff code, and it's a good gift. And it might help me out. Who knows? Anyway, good luck this weekend. The C block continues. I'm doing Bombs Down Under weekend bomb show with Dundee after this. And then at 6:30 tonight, live prop show where I will be the laddie daddy with Ryan and Sean on the main show, their prop show for the weekend. And I'll bring out some ladders for us to hit again. And we will ship like we did in the college championship game. All right. For that, it needs to end, or the show just continues on forever.